Hello guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the state management. When is it needed in our application? State management in an application becomes necessary when you have a data that needs to shared among different parts of your application, guys. If you have and if you put it in the state in one place centrally, that one we are going to use it in throughout your application. So it will go to give you the high performance, and also is if it is your application is not become complex. If you're not using in state management, your application is going to be complex. In that time, in compulsory is required in the state management. So you should use the management. There are few things I would like to share with you guys, and why you need to use it in state management in our applications. So the state management in an application becomes necessary when you have data that needs to be shared among different parts of your application, or when the state of your application becomes complex, as I mentioned earlier. So there are few things. There are 7 steps I would like to say. The first step is shared state. And what is the shared state? Let me explain, guys, and how it will go to use it in your application. So when multiple components, okay, in our application need to access to the same data or state, it more efficient and organized to manage the state centrally rather than passing through the props at each level of the component tree. Suppose, for example, if you go to the React application, we have the option like in React Context API. React Context API, what it is going to do, no need to pass the props each and every level of your component. Rather than passing that one, using the either use context hook or using the React context and providers, take the store in one place. You can pass the props, or you can pass that data, the value data, and throughout your wherever you want to call it, you can call it in using in throughout your component hierarchy. You don't need to pass the props in each and every level. If you are passing the props in each and every component, that one it will go to be a complex, and as well as the again and again you are going to re-enter the data on all the places. That one is going to cause the performance issue of your page. So that's what is required. State management, that state management you are going to use centrally rather than passing the props at every level of the component tree. Next one, I would like to talk about complex state logic. So what is the complex state logic? So if your application has a complex state logic that involves in suppose for example you have a asynchronous operations, data fetching, data transition based on various conditions, managing that state within a centralized state management solution can simplify your code, make it more maintainable. So what does mean, like if you have data fetching, data transitions, and various conditions, and managing the state in centralized, and you reutilize that one wherever you want to, and more maintainable, guys. And if that's what I mentioned earlier also about the shared state. If you are not using the state management, so your application is going to be complex and complex. So hard to maintain that application, right? So if you have in a state in one place and centrally, that one you can hold the data and you can use it that data throughout your application, either React or Angular or Vue. We have the states and you can use it in wherever you want to use it, and then you can centralize that one and you can use it in throughout your application, guys. So next one I want to I would like to explain about the global state requirements. What does it mean of global state requirements? So you have any authentication states and preferences and theme settings, language preferences, and they need to accessible across different parts of your application. Suppose I want to call it in one place in authentication, one place is the theme settings, one place in the some data, one place in the some language preferences, and so many things I'm going to use it in throughout my application. In that case, if you maintain the global state, that global state you can reutilize wherever you want to, like in throughout your application. That's the purpose global state is required for in your application. So suppose for example, centralize the state management solutions like Redux or React Context API, or that one in Mobix, Recoil, JustNode, and coming back to Angular. We have RxJS and observables, NGRX, and component state. And these were and services and dependency injection. These are all will go to help you and help in manage such a global state effectively, right? So, and next is the performance optimization. What does it mean of that? Suppose, for example, application performance is critical. Avoiding unnecessary re-renders, guys, and efficiently managing state becomes an important. State management solutions like Redx, MobX, as I mentioned, like in even all well-structured local component state management help optimize performance by minimizing unnecessary renders. So whenever you're using Redx, MobX, or React Context API, if you are a small application, or if you maintain the local component state for here, in that case, what's going to be happen? The unnecessary renderings, it will go to stop the unnecessary renderings. Suppose, for example, as I mentioned earlier, on one hand, the props you no need to pass in each and every level of the component. That one it will go to give you the give the performance issue. And the second one is you can re-render the data again and again and again. That one it will go to cause you performance issues. That's what you should use the state management throughout your one place in the centrally, and you can reutilize that one in throughout your application. That one it will go to improve your performance optimization of your page. Next is the predictable state updates. What does it mean a predictable state updates? Okay, the state management solution often provide a pattern and mechanisms for managing state updates in predictable and controlled manner. Yeah, so what does it mean, like managing state updates and patterns, like in provide patterns, mechanisms, and state management solutions. It will go to state updates is in a predictable and controlled manner. This predictability can help maintain clear data flow and make it easier to reason about the state changes affect your application behavior. Suppose if you are writing in one functionality, that functionality is the shared functionality. That data is required in shared data. That data you want to maintain in one place that you can predict in before adding that functionality in your application. So that one it will go, that is the predictable state updates, and all the time you can predict and you can put it the data in one place and you can reutilize the data. That one it will go to how the state changes affect your application behavior. Next one is the cross component communication. What does it mean? Like in suppose when components need to communicate with each other and share data, a centralized state management approach can facilitate this communication by providing the single source of truth of the sharing data, guys. So suppose, for example, when components need to communicate for one eventually in every day while working, one component is communicating one component to another component, guys. That is the cross component communication. In that case, you want to share the data one place to another place, one another place. Like in if you are maintaining in centralized state management, no need to okay, the approach can facilitate with the communication by providing a single source of the truth throughout your component hierarchy. That one it will go to help you more. It will go to improve in performance. It will go to help you to is clean code, right? So that's the one. And next one is the scalability and maintainability. As your application grows in size and complexity, yes, of course. And if you're trying to write in a lot of components, component is going to increase, and automatically it will go to increase the size and the complexity. And managing the state becomes more challenging, right? The well-designed state management solution can help maintain scalability and improve your code maintainability by providing clear patterns and organizing, updating, and accessing state throughout your application. Okay, that's the meaning of the scalability and maintainability, guys. And you can do it before doing the state management. You can do in well designed state management solution. That one it will go to improve your maintenance scalability and improve the code maintainability by providing the clear patterns and organizing, updating, accessing the state throughout your application. So here I put it in some of the things, guys. And for React, we have the few state managements. One is the local component state. That one is using the state and React context API. You know, if you are using in React, and you come to know about the React context API, you can pass the props and without pass the props and throughout your component hierarchy using the React context API and call the provider and consumer you can call it in the data wherever you want to. That's the use of the state management. That one also is the state management. That is the very small applications you can use the React context API. If it is big application, your complex application, definitely I'm suggesting to go to the state management libraries like Redux, Mobx, Recoil, to stand. Okay, which one you want to prefer. And another one is the Angular. We have the local managing local state within a component using the component state. That one it by coming by default with the Angular. And the next one is the service and dependency injection. It can be used and manage shared data and business logic across multiple components. If you want to pass the share the data state and business logic across multiple components. Another one is the RxJS and observable. Observables can be used to manage and propagate the changes to state across different parts of the application. Next is the NGRX store. NGRX store provides a centralized state container and set React API and managing application state, guys. Okay, this is the one. And the next is the Vue. What is the Vue? Like in Vue is the React. There are few different ways you can put the state management, guys, and you have to maintain in the Vue as well. There is an UX. UX is suitable for the medium large scale Vue.js application with complex data management. There is another one, Vue composition API, and with reactive and ref. You can use the reactive and ref functions to create a reactive data and refs within components, enabling the composition and reusability. Vue observable, Vue provides a built-in function, Vue observable, to create in reactive objects that can be shared across the components as well. Reactive data and the data property. In Vue components, you can use the data property to define the reactive data that drives the components UI. So these many things are there, guys, in to maintain the state in the Vue as well. But I'm going to prefer most probably there are two things. One is the Vue composition API and another one is the UX. Which one you are using, and you can stay with that one. So these are all the things, guys, for the state management. I hope you understand about some of the things, and let me give the summary about this one. Final summary, what is what. So in the summary, consider using the state management in your application when you encounter scenarios where shared data, complex state logic, global state requirements, performance optimization, predictable state updates, cross-component communication, scalability, maintainability are important consideration for your application architecture. So each application needs may vary, so it's essential to evaluate the specific requirements of your application, guys, when deciding whether to introduce state management solution or not. But in my suggestion, guys, so if you are not using any state management, please use the state management. Please avoid to use the props in all the time. That's my suggestion. Either using the React context API or Redux or Mobx, or which one you want to Recoil, or which one you want to do stand, which one you want to use it for React. Another one is the Angular. We have the RxJS observable and NGRX store, and few things is available. You can use it in that thinking. And Vue is the UX and Vue.js composition API. Which one you want to use it? But that is my best suggestion, guys. All the time, state management is required. So to maintain the centrally, you can maintain the state. That state you can call it throughout your application without passing the props. So that one, it will go to give the performance of your page, and unnecessary, it is go to stop the unnecessary re-renders of the page, and no need to pass the props in throughout your application, and maintain one state in one place. That one, it will go to use it in throughout your application. Maintainable is easy and easy to, and also you can write it in very not complex application. Write it in very small and it can understandable everyone. That's my summary, guys. That's all, guys, for this video. We'll catch up in another video. Thank you, guys, for watching this video. Bye bye.